just given pain medication, spinal injections, and when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. Beer.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need an expert to help navigate that home loan process, Rocket can.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching the program there at the website, drewsteele.com. It's good for your mobile device, your smart device, or your smart mobile device, or even a smart mobile device, or even, not neither of them, because you can't use it on a flip phone, unless your flip phone has. Anyway, how's your day going? Midweek, we're getting ready. We're closer and closer to Friday, which, of course, if you don't know by now, that this Friday is our first Friday of the month at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Looking forward to seeing you there. They open up an hour early at Oaks Farm so that you can grab coffee and breakfast. And maybe if you're there, hang out with the kids, bring the kids, get a chance to maybe play Drew's College live on the scene. And we've got prizes and all kinds of stuff. We have a great time at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee in Naples on Friday. It is our first Friday at Oaks Farm, so hope to see you there. All right, coming up this morning, boy, there's a lot to get to. On the floor of the House of Representatives yesterday, Representative Kevin McCarthy wanted to talk a little bit about Confederate busts and statues in the U.S. Capitol. Yes, it's coming up again, everybody. But there is an interesting difference this time in the discussion, and it is kind of a little bit of the theme for today, which is, again, I can't say this enough. We're winning. Like, you're winning, we're winning. The left right now is scrambling to try to put things in place to try to figure out when there's an economy that is doing what it's doing right now, which isn't a whole lot, where you have news stories that are popping up all the time, like this story that came out yesterday that one person and one person only is getting blamed for. Listen to this.
As America gets on the road again, Drivers will see higher gas prices for the holiday than we've seen in years.
It's almost $3 now, so, I don't know who can afford it if you're not rich.
The national average has risen to $3.10 per gallon. That's up more than 42% from last year when the pandemic was keeping many people home and prices down. But today, as more people are driving, these are the highest prices since 2014.
She sounds so excited, doesn't she? That is MSNBC in a report on gas prices flying through the roof. And she sounds pumped. And I love the way that they couch it there. It's like, man, it's up a whole lot. I mean, the percentages are really crazy how high the gas prices are. But, of course, that's from the pandemic prices that were at a super uber low. But no, the prices are through the roof, and everybody knows it, and everybody is feeling it. Now, I wonder who gets blamed for that. Do Republicans get blamed for that in the same way that Republicans are now getting blamed for the defund the police movement, right? I mean, what kind of world do we live in? Where are we here in this country when we have the left in this country? We have the Democrats, all one and the same with the media, that are trying to convince you that what you see here is not a fact. It's not true. Why do it's really funny when I say what you hear is not the first thing I think of is test. What you hear is not a test. I'm a rapping to. Anyway, right. Never mind. Don't even ask your kids about that one because it's. Yeah, I know. I digress. The point is we're winning. They're spinning. Ooh, hey, I just came up with a phrase. Did you hear that? It just came right off my noggin this morning, Jake. We're winning. They're spinning. Did you? What? How do we do that? We got to with trademark patent. We're winning. They're spinning. You don't like, you don't like that at all. You're not even a bit. We're winning. I can't hear you. We're winning. They're spinning. You got to turn your mic on. I don't know, man. All right. So, in what other time period could you have people convinced? Well, they're not convinced. That's the point. Or you've tried to put out the narrative that it's Republicans that are the ones that are at the forefront of the defund the police movement. How do you do that? And if you don't think that's happening, and again, it's because we're winning. It's because they're trying to figure out how to spin out of higher gas prices. Inflation is out of control. It's just getting worse. The policies of the government are the reason why people are not going back to work. How do you explain them that in the red states like Florida, where they have said, the unemployment benefits, the state's cutting those off here. And, oh, look at this. We've got a plunge in the unemployment rate. Because people are deciding, if the money's not there, then I got to go back to work. This is real. This is actually happening. All of these things that are going on, you can see how the government is causing the problem and trying to swoop in and try to save the day. But that's because, ultimately with the narrative here is we're winning. That's how you have, for example, Jen Psaki yesterday, like we played, who is trying to convince everybody that, there's no doubt about it, that it is the Republicans who defunded the police because in the American CARES Act bill, the bill that is trillions of dollars that the Biden administration wants to attach to the infrastructure bill, one that Nancy Pelosi apparently is ready to go to the mat for. She is not going to give up on this, that they have to be together, that she is telling House Democrats that in no way, shape, or form they won't vote on a bipartisan infrastructure bill without that reconciliation bill. They've got to be together. There's no way you got to link them. And that reconciliation bill and how much money is in there. And when you have a sliver of money that's supposed to go in the trillions of dollars that will go to states to use to fund the police department if they wish to do it, just because they have it doesn't mean they'll use it. Now, how can you say that is the fact, Drew? Because they have it now, and they have defunded the police departments in these blue cities, Democrat-run cities. Yep, I'll say it again, because it's a fact that they have the money for the departments, and they have made the conscious choice to defund. It's not that there wasn't the money to fund the police departments. It's that they made the conscious effort to defund. And when you have an administration who's trying to convince you it's Republicans, and for the months and months and months and months of Democrats claiming and saying that we've got to look at a new direction. We need a new way. We need to reimagine policing. We need to, here's supercuts, like from the Washington Free Beacon, on who has been saying all along that they weren't right, that they were certainly left, and Democrats calling for the defunding of the police. It's on tape.
Nobody I know who's running for office talks about defunding the police.
Many affluent suburbs have essentially already begun pursuing a defunding of the police.
This movement is not new. This is about investment. I really consider it a refund.
Defunding police means defunding police.
We need to truly cut $1 billion in NYPD spending.
We have this super aggressive police department. So yes, defund your butts.
Not only do we need to disinvest, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
2 House Democrats unveiling a bill. It would take away federal resources from police departments across the nation.
The BREATHE Act is bold. It's meaningful. It's transformative.
I am so proud to endorse Senator Bernie Sanders for president.
This is not just about running for president.
I am endorsing Bernie Sanders because he's not going to sell us out.
Nobody I know who's running for office talks about defunding the police.
Except you guys and Bernie. Bernie, who seems like he's on the sideline and running the show because that's what he does.
This is what you do.
It's what you do. Yeah, you can't do this. We're winning and they're spinning. That's what's happening. Now they're trying to spin out of it, and everybody knows not everybody knows, but they're going to do their best to gaslight. They're going to do their best to try to make you believe that it's Republicans who are the problem when it comes to defunding police departments. So are they now admitting, are the Democrats now admitting, is the White House now admitting that there is a problem with defunding police departments? Like when you do that, trouble ensues in major metropolitan cities? I'm asking that question too. It seems like that might be the case. So again, in a lot of ways, and we'll have even more on this, the critical race theory argument, trying to spin out of it, Joy Reid trying to convince everybody that Ibram X. Kendi, no, he's not a racist at all. He's not saying white people are racist. And he says, no, I would never say that. As a matter of fact, if there was a school that was teaching it, I would fight against it. Until you go back a couple of weeks when he said it. The only reason why they would have him on MSNBC to lie about what he stands for and what he believes is because everybody knows you're winning and they're spinning. Hashtag Drew Steele Radio. Okay. Jim's at Cape Coral. Jim wanted to talk about gas prices. Jim, there's no issue with gas prices. Everything's fine, right? It's just those stories are, it's not that big a deal. I can't hear Jim.
Can you hear me now?
Hear me? Are you a commercial for phones? Okay. Hi. You're here. Hi.
All right. So if everybody remembers, Joe Biden was vice president when Obama was president. And when Obama was president, he was pushing the $5 a gallon narrative. But at the same time, before that, when Bush was president, we had gas at $1.68. It jumped over $2 almost immediately after Obama got in office, and all of a sudden it was Bush's fault. Bush's fault. Gas prices are going up. At the same time, Biden said we got to have $5 a gallon. Then we have on CNBC the people that are pumping oil out there out in the West saying They didn't really want to say that gas prices would come down below $2.50 because that's where they were to the break-even point, but that's what they said on CNBC. But now we go back to who's in power now. I don't want to say Biden, because apparently Obama's talking to Biden quite frequently. So what do we want? $5 a gallon. But also, remember, we also have a huge gas tax that goes straight to the federal government on gas, and we also want to get off gas. So what do? Jack the prices up.
Yeah, and I think that what you just said there to me is the bottom line, and I think you nailed it with that one. And I appreciate it, Jim, so much in Cape Coral. And it's the fact that, listen, Democrats don't care if the price goes through the roof. They're okay with that because then people will look and say there's got to be an alternative. Hey, there is an alternative. There's an alternative that is out there, and electric vehicles are on the way, and everybody wants one. Of course, we're not really sure what we're going to do with the batteries and the lithium ion and all the issues with batteries and disposal of, and we'll figure it out in the long term. Don't believe the hype when people say, "Oh, it's all taken care of." They know it's recyclable. Drew, you're wrong. You can recycle all of it. No, you can't. No, that's not. We talked about that a few weeks ago. How that is not true. And I could even bring that up again. I'll pull that story about the facts when it comes to electric vehicles and the quantity that we're talking about and where they're going to have to put all of the contents. You can't recycle every portion of a battery. It's that kind of, we'll wait for the crisis to happen and then we'll try to solve the crisis after the fact. But we've got to solve the first crisis because, the big crisis right now is, for example, that if we don't do something about the climate and climate change, you never know. Buildings could fall. Buildings could collapse. Now, would that be an outrageous statement to make? Would it be outrageous, for example, to say on the heels of the story that we continue to follow and everyone continues to follow in Surfside, and by the way, the head of the DEO, Dane Eagle's going to join us at 7 a.m. this morning. He was with the governor there yesterday, and they were with first responders, and he was there on the ground at Surfside. So we'll get an update on what's happening there and the search and rescue efforts and the incredible job that the first responders are doing. But the fact of the matter is that there are some people that even before we find out more information, as we're trying to gather information, it appears as if there were issues with the building itself and the maintenance of the building and work that needed to be done on the building that somehow was not done, millions of dollars of work. There are other buildings in the area that are not looking good as well, and there's concerns about other buildings there on the beach and how they're being taken care of. And rather than wait a little while to see what could be happening, you never let a crisis go to waste, as one individual would put it, and as one former presidential candidate would probably agree with, right?
I am sick and tired.
I didn't even mention her name. But anyway. So you can't imagine that the Energy Secretary of the United States, Jennifer Granholm, would make the suggestion on CNN that the reason why, the possibility that the reason the building collapsed there at Surfside would be climate?
In terms of climate, you brought up what's happening, what we're seeing in the Pacific Northwest. We've been talking a lot about what happened in Florida at the Surfside condominium building that collapsed. We don't know exactly what happened at this point. But given what we know about the changing climate...
Given what we know about the changing climate, here we go.
Given that we've seen an increase in these so-called extraordinary tides and the impact that can have in areas like South Florida.
We've had unbelievable tides in Florida. Some might suggest that when you build buildings on sand or swamps, that there may be the issue of sinking that would be happening there. Not my words, but some people who know a little more about the science of putting buildings in areas like Miami Beach and that area specifically than I do. But go ahead.
Do you think that climate could have played a role in that building's collapse.
Well, obviously, we don't know fully, but we do know that the seas are rising.
All right, I can't do it. There you go. The seas are rising. The seas are rising, and so we know that. And so I'm not going to say that's exactly what happened, but if you're going down that road, why not? And guess what? Only the government can come along and stop the climate from doing what it's doing. You and taking part of it, and you do what you do, and you do realize that if we as a country come together and decide that once and for all, we're going to solve this climate problem and we're going to do all the things that it could destroy the economy. Well, we'll put that aside for just a second, that we're going to do all the things that need to be done to save the planet, that everybody, including China, including India, including Russia, everybody's going to go along with us, said nobody ever, because they won't. Quite the ridiculous notion. But, they say they will. Oh, yeah, we'll be on board with you. You betcha. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to destroy their economy and we don't have to do anything? They're going to do it on their own? All we have to do is continue using fossil fuel. Hey, we'll say whatever you want. All right. Hold on. Roger's there on St. Mary's in Georgia. Hey, Roger, what's on your mind?
Hey, Drew, a couple things. Actually, just the other day on Newsmax, it's none of your money, but regardless, there was a caption across the back that California, it was right on the flashing across the bottom of the screen. I saw it several times as it looped, that they were asking residents not to plug in their electric vehicles because their power grid could not handle it.
Yep.
The second thing is talking about the seas rising on the last bit, that whoever it was saying that, and correct me if I'm wrong, water is the most perfect level thing on Earth. And when seas rise, I guess they're saying they're rising due to the glaciers melting. I assume that's what I've come to understand, that when they melt, the seas aren't going to rise in different areas. They're all connected to one way or another. Now, like there was an instance on Google that brought up Southwest Florida and the Keys that the seas are going to be rising there. Water just doesn't rise in one area when it's connected together. It's going to rise evenly at the same time, meaning that water is not going to rise in Fort Myers and not in the Keys, or rise in Fort Myers and not, let's say, in the Panhandle. If you put an ice cube in a glass, a half full of water of glass, an ice cube, when it melts, that water is going to raise up evenly in that glass. It's not going to raise on one side and not the other, which is the same effect, obviously, on a much larger scale with an iceberg. So when they come up and they start saying, and if you've got an answer for me, please let me know that it's not going to rise just in certain areas. It's going to rise at the same time. And I will hang up and listen to your...
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Now, hold on a second, Roger. Yeah. You're no scientist, my friend. You don't do science when it comes to the climate and what's going on in our oceans. And, are you suggesting that, what you're suggesting is to say that the science, you understand common sense and the science, and you've read and heard more about it. And it's funny because you're saying that as if a former president of the United States would spend $15 million or some millions of dollars on a residence that would be along the coast at the same time that they would claim that we're getting ready to sink in the... That nobody would do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So right, the hypocrisy is dripping. Yeah. You get the point. No, you make a great point, and I appreciate it, Roger. And thanks for the call. 239-479-5592. There's going to be a lot of that, but I want to go back to what we were talking about before. Whether it is former Senator Granholm, who's now the Energy Secretary, who's saying the building collapse there. You can't rule out climate change. Not letting crisis go to waste. When it comes to the left and how they spin and the lies that they tell, even when it comes to critical race theory or even when it comes to defunding the police, more and more we'll find out that you're winning, and so they're spinning. I kind of like that. I'm going to run with that today. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
No early relief for landlords. The Supreme Court declined yesterday to lift the CDC's pandemic-inspired ban on residential evictions. It's set to expire at the end of July. The High Court also ruled 5-4 that New Jersey cannot stop the construction of a natural gas pipeline that will run through that state and Pennsylvania. A survey by Truecaller shows Americans lost $30 billion to phone scams over the past 12 months, with the average loss jumping to about $500 compared to $350 a year ago. And the S&P 500 and NASDAQ close at record highs as consumer confidence exceeds expectations. It's the S&P's 33rd of the year. The Dow rose 9 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
You've been tucked in long enough. Tucked into your home. Tucked into your virtual happy hours. Whatever that means. But finally, you can untuck. Untuck a new romance. Untuck a cold one enjoyed by a roaring bonfire. Untuck the summer breeze blowing from sea to shining sea. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with a shirt made for this moment. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your shirt today at untuckit.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
It's a hot afternoon, and you're listening to the news. And now, you're hot under the collar, too. I'm Matt from Island Air. When you choose an AC contractor, you're entrusting that company with the air that you and your family breathe. A healthy unit means a healthier household. Island Air has a long history in Southwest Florida and hundreds of customer reviews that you can see on our website at islandairfl.com, where you will see the Island Air difference. Want to try us out? Our $99 System Saver one-time maintenance is guaranteed. If your AC breaks within 6 months of the maintenance, we will credit the payment towards any repair. Island Air also offers free second opinions. Let us review your quote for any service, replacement, or repair for your peace of mind.
IslandAirFL.com. That's IslandAirefL.com. IslandAirefL.com or call 239-645-4668. That's 239-645-4668. License number CAC 057544.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friend.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. Keeping an eye on a crash in Collier County south of the center of Immokalee on Immokalee Road just south of Camp Keys Road. Collier County Sheriff's Office reporting injuries in that crash, but no word on any roadblock, just seeing an eastbound delay for about a half mile out there on Immokalee Road, approaching the bend in the road. Looking clear right now out along I-75, 41, not seeing any major problems. And heading on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers, only taking you about 2-3 minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. After a wet day yesterday, look out for additional scattered thunderstorms developing today with heavy rain and lightning in a high near 89 degrees. Thunderstorm chances decrease as we head into tonight, with temperatures only set to cool down into the middle 70s to kick off another day in the lower 90s for your Thursday. More scattered storm chances continue through tomorrow, though they will be a little bit lower for your Friday and into the start of your holiday weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
The top 3 reasons why you should have quartz countertops from Rock Solid.
1.
Quartz countertops are truly elegant, practical, durable, and with Rock Solid's unbelievable price and selection makes for the best overall value.
2.
Quartz countertops from Rock Solid will never stain, are maintenance-free, and carry a lifetime warranty.
3.
Here's Natalie from Naples.
Every time I look at my quartz countertops from Rock Solid, it makes my heart smile.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Just your smile.
Trust. It's the Rock Solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, if you feel like you're stuck with a healthcare plan that isn't affordable or you simply don't like it, right now is a great time to switch to MediShare. The typical family saves $500 a month when they join MediShare, and what's more, they like it. MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate compared to the typical health insurance plan. That's double. So you get a massive network of providers to choose from. You get telehealth services, and MediShare is the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. It's been around for more than 25 years, shared more than $4 billion in healthcare bills. Here's why now really is the time to make the switch, too. You can start saving each month, which is huge, but right now, they'll waive your joining fee. So you'll save another $170 right off the bat. But again, it's a limited time offer. You got to call now. And it only takes 2 minutes to find out how much you'd save by switching. Here's the number, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialist can handle any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay it time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Are you ready to start investing but aren't sure how? Go for the gains you deserve safely with this free special report from Wall Street trader and financial expert Jared Dillian. Claim your free copy at jaredradio.com. That's jaredradio.com.
Now at Banana Republic Factory, celebrate summer with 50 to 70% off everything. Shop effortless dresses, airy shirts, and more from $9.99. Find your nearest store or shop online. Only at Banana Republic Factory.
Jason and Todd want to light up your 4th of July weekend and celebrate big this year by offering you 5 years interest-free financing July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The Diamond District is offering you 5 years interest-free financing on the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds and diamond jewelry.
She's been shopping for months to make sure that when she walks, people are always looking at her feet. Italian, classic, modern, she had to find the perfect look. And when her friends come and visit, their gaze always goes down to admire her floors.
Get your floors noticed. GC Flooring Boutique for indoor and outdoor living. View GC Flooring's extensive stone, mosaic, vinyl, wood, and tile. Your Legno Bastone Gallery on JNC Boulevard. GCFlooringofNaples.com.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the 4th generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in stand and seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5.
Saran wrap, and she's breaking a world record with me.
We got it down to 1:57 last time. Somebody just broke it with 1 minute and 29 seconds. They might have thought that was safe. However, it's not.
Go. Stop. All right, here we go. Close-up inspection all the way around. Right here, completely wrapped. Come on!
That's the sound of an Ohio man who has recaptured a Guinness Book of World Records. Now, you may be asking, that's some weird sound. What kind of Guinness Book of World Records did he recapture? In other words, he did it before, somebody beat him, and now he did it again. Recaptured a Guinness Book of World Record by covering his wife in plastic wrap in only 1 minute and 2.44 seconds. Covering his wife in plastic wrap. Now, listen, I understand that Idaho is a beautiful state. I've been in there in Idaho a couple of times. It is remarkable how beautiful Idaho is. You can't even imagine you're thinking Idaho and you're not thinking mountains and lakes, and it's just incredible. But Idaho can be boring. Is that what they're doing? And how did that even come up as a Guinness Book of World? I mean, does every single thing on the planet have a Guinness Book of World Record attached to it? Like the Book of World Records on how many times somebody can flick a pen on and off in a matter of seconds, or I don't know. I guess there's something for everything. So do yourself a favor. Visit Idaho more often if you can, because if the tourism business picks up, then maybe that they'll stop doing things like this because they'll be too busy to cover their wife in plastic wrap. And there's got to be safety issues with that as well, or maybe not. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Coming up at 7 o'clock. 7:05 to be exact. Dane Eagle's going to join us from the DEO, and he's going to talk a little bit about his visit yesterday to Surfside and what it was like there, and first responders kind of get a point of view of how awful tragic it is now, and the search and rescue and how that's been going. So we'll get to that. Also, some big, dare I say big, Supreme Court decisions made in the past couple of days, and want to get to a lot of them coming up, including one that happened yesterday where a lot of people are confused. The CDC eviction ban can stay in place through July. And one of the deciding individuals on the court who helped to make that happen was Brett Kavanaugh. 5-4 decision. So the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, who I guess apparently has powers that nobody imagined in a million years, how the CDC can tell you that, yeah, listen, as far as rent is concerned, yeah, you don't have to pay it. The landlord's sorry for you. You'll just have to kind of sit it out and wait it out. And if things happen along the way, listen, it's a pandemic and there's nothing you can do about it. And we're the ones that make the decision. So if we say that, this eviction moratorium, federal eviction moratorium has to be in place, then what we say goes. I had no idea that the CDC had that kind of power. And the Supreme Court ruled to keep it in place. John Roberts and Kavanaugh joined with the liberals. The blow to the National Association of Realtors. Talk about how landlords have been losing over $13 billion with a B dollars every month under this moratorium, and the total effect may reach up to $200 billion if it remains in effect for a year. But nothing to see here. Everything seems fine. Now, I don't understand why this happened this way. In other words, that the Supreme Court would uphold this and the CDC would have that kind of power and be given that kind of power, because once you set precedent, all bets are off. Once you set precedent in the courts, all bets are off to say, oh, it'll never happen. It'll never go further than this, or it'll never take place or happen in a different way. Well, once you have precedent, you can't really say that. So we're going to have that conversation with Tyler O'Neill at 8:05 because I want to know about this and some other cases that are out there. How does that happen? How do you have a CDC who can issue a moratorium, and everybody's like, yeah, they get to tell us. And there's more to the story. I know. We'll get to it. 239-479-5592. Also, speaking of more to the story, I just want to update everybody on this because this is important. Critical race theory is going to be out there through the summer and leading right into the new school year. You're going to have an opportunity to visit your school and visit with teachers and visit with and hear from school board members who are going to convince you beyond a shadow of a doubt that critical race theory is not being taught in your schools, knowing full well that critical race theory are just words. It's nomenclature. It doesn't have anything to do with the ideals and ideology of critical race theory, like social justice, like equity, like diversity, equity, and inclusion, people that are held in high regard and are even given positions of power in a school board or positions in your school that will tell the board or tell the principal, tell teachers what they need to do in order to be more diverse and inclusive and to make sure that there is equality in the school. Based on what? That is critical race theory. So if you were to just take critical race theory and those words and put those aside for a second, do you see what I'm saying? Jake, am I making any sense in the short term here? Are you understanding what I'm saying when it comes to critical race theory? Don't look for the words critical race theory 101 or here's a class on critical race theory. We're actually teaching this in our elementary school, in our high schools. That's not what this is. That's not happening. You won't find it. And they know it. But it's the ideology behind it. It's social justice. It's the idea of diversity and equity and inclusion that has to be included in curriculum. That's what's happening in the schools. We've already let it in. And now that you know that they are one and the same, that you have to stop it. We're getting gaslighted right now. Parents are getting gaslighted on critical race theory. It's a semantic thing, like I just described. You're being told that it doesn't exist. It's your imagination. It's the boogeyman. It's the new conservative right-wing boogeyman. You're just trying to come after us. They're doing this, like Joy Reid, because they know that they're losing. You're winning. And when you're winning, they're spinning. Feel free to hashtag that or use that on Twitter or use that with your friends. I kind of like it. And again, just to give you an example of how they're spinning this and how this is just a flat-out lie. That this is, again, one day we're just going to have to spend an hour on this program. Might even have to do it a couple of times. We might even have to do it outside of the station. And have people describe and explain to you kind of like we might have to actually do a critical race theory 101 course outside of. I mean, would you like that? I wonder if we should do that. Should I do that? Should I set something up like that? Would you go to, maybe that's something that I'll bring up today. And if we get enough people on board, maybe I'll see if I can do something like that. Put it together. Kind of like a critical race theory 101. Like I keep hearing about it, you keep explaining it, but I need more meat to this. That maybe I'll set something up and we can all get together. 239-479-5592. You can text and let me know what you think. And if we get enough, maybe I'll work on that. But here's the thing. They're lying to you. You Democrats, you liberals, I will even say those that are in the middle or even on the right who just want to do the right thing because you as an individual, you just want to do what's right. You hate, you abhor racism as we all do. And if somebody tells you that there's a way you can fix it, you're more than happy to jump in because you do want to see it go away. But these people are not honest brokers. They're not. They're lying to you. When Joy Reid on her program just over the weekend is describing about Republicans pushing back against critical race theory and people describing this and how they're talking about this and it's the new boogeyman. And
they've taken legitimate calls for critical self-reflection and demonized it into a catch-all phrase that they now wield as a political cudgel. They're so obsessed with owning the libs that they make bizarre statements like this one.
Okay, well, no, that's not what we wanted to do. Here it is.
What exactly is our culture, Senator, and who's the our in that sentence?
She's talking about, who was it, Senator Ron Johnson, who was concerned about the way that right now the cancel culture out there is trying to make it seem as if that this idea of critical race theory and that whites are inherently racist and we've got to stop this. Joy Reid saying...
And who decides? You see, what these politicians are objecting to is a factual analysis of our history, warts and all.
No, that's not what they're objecting to. Nobody has an objection to learning about warts and all that have to do with our history. Never have we had that issue. So that's the first lie. But no big deal. You got to bring on somebody like Ibram X. Kendi to explain a little bit about critical race theory and get to the core of the truth and the facts. And we got to put the lies aside. And so Ibram X. Kendi, who is somebody who is a critical race theorist, who is someone who believes exactly what we're talking about, that whites are inherently racist, she brings him onto the program to flat out lie to you and to your face.
Do you believe that white Americans are inherently racist?
Oh, I do not. And indeed, in How to Be an Anti-Racist, I make the case that we shouldn't believe that anyone is inherently racist or that we should identify anyone as a racist.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really funny. So Joy Reid brings Ibram X. Kendi onto the program. You don't think that, right? No, not at all. Really. Because over and over and over and over again and constantly, he's been saying the opposite. As a matter of fact, just weeks ago, he said this.
It is critical for white people, for people in general, to stop denying their racist ideas, to stop denying the ways in which policies have benefited them, to stop denying their racism, and to realize that actually the heartbeat of racism itself is denial, and the sound of that heartbeat is, I'm not racist.
Huh. So which one is it? Is it the time and time over and over again when Ibram X. Kendi and others have described whites as inherently racist? You're just racist. That's the way it is. In order to be an anti-racist, you have to understand you're a racist. And that means that if you are white, then that means that you go back to our founding, and the founding of this country is inherently racist, and everything we're teaching our kids is inherently racist. So we have to completely tear down the system in order to build it back up again. So which one is it? Is it the one single time just over the weekend Ibram X. Kendi, who says, no, I don't think they're white racist at all. No, that's... Or is it the years upon years upon years where he has said quite the opposite? And even in that clip, just a week, well, no, June 5th to be exact, on CBS News this morning. Which one is it? Is it the one that's constantly saying it is, or the one that one time says, oh, no, that's not the case at all? Got to make up your mind. And I think you know what the answer is. Again, you're winning, they're spinning. They're trying to make it something that it's just like defund the police's Republicans issue. It's Republicans that want this, not Democrats, which is laughable on its face. But this is what they continue to do. Don't tell us that that's not what's happening, because it is. Don't tell us this is not what you're teaching in our schools, because it is. Don't tell us that you're not having curriculum that is built around things like privilege walks, where you're bringing kids out and having the white children take steps forward, the Black and Hispanic children taking steps back in order to show the privilege that is out there that exists and how it's not fair. There's no equity here in this country. Don't say that's not happening, because you're doing it. If you're doing it, that's critical race theory. I don't need the words. That's what it is. And it is happening, by the way, in our schools. 239-479-5592. All right, when we come back, Dane Eagle's going to join us. We'll get an update on Surfside. He was there yesterday with the governor, so I want to find out more of details and the latest there and the amazing work that first responders and so many people are doing there in the search and rescue. It's tragic, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that coming up. And also at 8 o'clock, we'll get into some Supreme Court decisions being made that will affect you, and they are important to recognize. So we'll talk about that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in
family-owned business that consults, measures, award-winning brand of shower doors. My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet, pad, and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Trouble searching for 149 people still missing, 12 are dead.
A letter written back in April from condo officials to residents has some wondering if this tragedy could have been prevented, as it pointed to weakening concrete and other damage that needed to be fixed. Now residents in the nearby sister tower are wondering if their homes are in jeopardy. The Champlain Tower North was built a year after the now collapsed South Tower by the same developer. An initial inspection of the North Tower showed
We'll go there tomorrow. Former President Trump goes to Texas today, visiting a border he calls a disaster, blaming the new administration. His trip days after Vice President Harris went there, calling Trump policies there are undoing inhumane.
The former president right there with Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. They will tour the border, the McAllen area in South Texas. That's perhaps the busiest part of the border when it comes to illegal crossings. VP Harris visited on Friday El Paso. That's about 800 miles away.
Fox's David Spun. COVID cases have declined in the U.S. with 57% of adults fully vaccinated, but there are concerns about the virus spread in communities with lower vaccine rates. North Korea has had some COVID issues now. Fox's Simon Owen has an update live.
Dave, North Korea is admitting to facing a great crisis over the coronavirus. So far, the country has claimed to have had no COVID-19 infections. But in comments reported by state media, leader Kim Jong-un says failures by senior officials have had grave consequences. He talks about a long line of crucial mistakes. The report is light on details. South Korea says it is ready to help. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. Keeping an eye on a crash in Collier County south of the center of Immokalee on Immokalee Road just south of Camp Keas Road. Collier County Sheriff's Office reporting injuries in that crash, but no word on any roadblock, just seeing an eastbound delay for about a half mile out there on Immokalee Road, approaching the bend in the road. Looking clear right now out along I-75, 41, not seeing any major problems. And heading on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers, only taking you about 2-3 minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. After a wet day yesterday, look out for additional scattered thunderstorms developing today with heavy rain and lightning in a high near 89 degrees. Thunderstorm chances decrease as we head into tonight, with temperatures only set to cool down into the middle 70s to kick off another day in the lower 90s for your Thursday. More scattered storm chances continue through tomorrow, though they will be a little bit lower for your Friday and into the start of your holiday weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harley tagged with liquidation pricing. Save $2,000, $4,000, even $6,000 at Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Rockstar Harley is accepting 100% of all credit applications. Repo struck in. And the owner says 50 used bikes must go this week. You don't need perfect credit, don't need a cash down payment. Rockstar Harley-Davidson is the #1 volume Harley dealer in Florida. Pre-owned red tag sale ends this Sunday on approved credit.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I hear commercials that offer no-interest loans and giant rebates for air conditioners all the time. Now, I'm still a kid, but even I know banks don't lend money for free. Even I know that big cash rebates just aren't real. Just like the Tooth Fairy, they are simply missed to make you feel happy inside. When it's time to invest in a new system, but the right system for the right reasons. Not the one on sale with fake offers. Call Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. New 2021 Genesis G70s have 0% financing and 72 months plus $1,000 cash back. And we have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months of $0 per month per 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com. That's the website if you want to watch. You can watch on your smartphone, smart device, wherever you are. We appreciate you watching. I appreciate Dane Eagle joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. He is the secretary over there at the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity. He had an opportunity to visit over there in Miami at Surfside, and I just wanted to get the latest from his viewpoint. And Dane, great to have you on this morning. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Drew. I'm here on Miami Beach. Usually that's a dream for anybody, but it's far from that. It's a nightmare. Yeah. But we're doing everything we can to help.
Yeah, talk a little bit about, first, before we get into some of that and the help, I have to tell you that I can't, there are a couple of things that I think are hard to grasp when we're outside of the area, and then when you're there on the ground in front of what is happening. And the first is obviously what the families are going through, those still missing at Surfside, and what that is like for the families, and not only that, but the work that's being done by the first responders, and how it's it's the rain, it's the heat, it's the devastation. Kind of give us an idea of all of that together. Like what's that been like as you've talked to people there?
Sure. And yeah, first, the governor, I think on Thursday, day one, said pictures don't do it justice. I was with him. We were actually at a press conference Thursday morning that was long scheduled for a bill signing. And of course, we diverted and came here. So I was with them that day. And the families, they were woken in their sleep to learn that their family members were involved in a devastated tragedy, and we're just hoping to hear some news. So I was with the governor as he greeted them. One of the first people to greet him, other than the first responders, was the governor, and I was just standing beside him, just witnessing it. It was heart-wrenching. It's awful. And here we are at day 7, and those families are still clinging on to some form of hope, naturally, as you would. The governor said yesterday, we'll keep working until the last stone is unturned. But, obviously, day 7, that hope dwindles. Reality's starting to set in a little bit, and that's just tough. So the families they've been well taken care of course. Donations and everything pouring in from all over the world. It's been incredible. We've got our search and rescue teams, local responders, first and foremost, Miami-Dade County, their firefighters, their police team. They've been wonderful. And then we've got our state resources the governor's poured in. But then we've got teams from Israel, from Mexico. The hotel I'm staying at has a search and rescue team from Mexico who are here just trying to lend any kind of hand that they can. So that has been warming to see, but the community itself is just shut down. Usually a bustling community, and they've stopped everything to mourn, but also to help the first responders, make way for them to come through. The streets are shut down so that they can get through quickly, and then the businesses that normally are serving tourists or residents are now handing out their services and their products freely to the first responders. So that's where I'm in with the Department of Economic Opportunity. We're trying to assist those businesses that are collateral damage and helping them stay on their feet. After COVID, that tragedy, they were starting to get better and back to it, and now they have another one they're dealing with. So this community is really deflated. Yeah,
and that is, I guess, something that people have to realize, and when you're there and you see it. We hear about it. I talk to people about it. It's incredible how communities come together. It's remarkable how people come together. It's remarkable how people in the community are doing so much. Even in our community, who made their way there to help in any way that they can. Making meals, doing things that you would imagine would be so simple, but in that area for everyone, for families, for first responders, how people come together and just work tirelessly and sometimes, and I'll say it, sometimes in the world we live in and how bitter people can be about certain things when it comes to politics, man, it is just incredible how when tragedy like this happens in communities, it's just everything changes. It's just game on, and it's so just unbelievable to see. And I'm sure, obviously, you've made mention of that. Certainly, but and maybe you could speak to that a little more if you want to, for sure.
Yeah, sure, and certainly in our sometimes hyper-political world that we live in, it has been nice to see that the best in all of us comes out when people need us the most. So you see a tragedy like this, and I haven't seen, too many politicians, one or the other, trying to step up and one up the other. They're more just trying to be all hands on deck. The governor, of course, has been doing everything that he can, and then the Miami-Dade mayor, who happens to be with the other party, they put their differences aside, and they're standing side by side at every single press conference, making sure that they have the resources they need at every level, working with the federal government. I understand the president's going to be here tomorrow. Look, we'll put our differences aside. We're going to address the community, make sure they have what they need, because they don't care about politics right now. That's the last damn thing on their mind.
Right.
They're worried about getting their loved ones out of the rubble in any form that might be at this point. They just want answers, and they want people to work together and get it done. And the community's doing that, and our leaders are doing that.
Right. And, the other thing people have asked me, too, is, maybe even as far as the DEO is concerned, what are the things that you're able to do? What assistance can the DEO give? What can you activate to make things better for the situation that is there?
So the department Department of Economic Opportunity, we're divided into three main silos: workforce, business, and community development in all cases like that. And then we act as a pass-through from a lot of federal funds, CDBG, CSBG, which is Community Service Block Grants, Community Development Block Grants, as well as our state resources. So we have a number of business loans, low-interest business loans, where we step in and help bridge that gap with these local businesses before the private sector might step in. And then once the private sector does step in, we step back, pass those loans on, make sure that the taxpayers are repaid for it. But then there are services and grants available as well. We also coordinate very closely with HUD, Department of Treasury, with SBA. That is something we're hoping to hear today, the Small Business Administration. They're at the federal level. We coordinate with them. We've requested them to step in and offer some more of these low-interest loans, more additional federal funding that we can provide. We're hoping to hear back from them today. They've seemed very positive about being able to do that. And then other than that, we are able to help with temporary housing assistance. We're able to help with putting food on the table, helping to pay with bills in the meantime for victims that are suffering. The residents that are in the condo in the surrounding area, they're not there. They've been displaced. So we're trying to help them just get through these next few weeks until they can all find something more long term.
Yeah. Do we know how? I mean, I'm not sure you even know the answer to this question. So, I'll ask if you don't know. That's okay. But how many buildings around? How far have people been displaced from the center? Obviously the buildings closest to it, but are we talking about blocks? Are we how far have people been displaced? Is it just a few buildings?
So I can't speak to the actual, buildings been evacuated. Right. I'll let the first responders and those in charge at the local level speak to that if you get the opportunity. But I will say that the city itself, for blocks, many city blocks have been shut down to any kind of traffic other than locals trying to get to their homes and first responders. So that's been tough. Even the residents in the nearby area that haven't been evacuated, you're living, breathing every moment of this tragedy, and it's got to take a mental toll as well. So that's been tough to witness.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I just wanted to get a quick update. I know you've got a lot going on there, and I appreciate the work that you're doing there at the DEO. I think it's important that people realize not only what it's like on the ground as you're there to see it and witness it, and obviously it's unless you're there, you just can't realize the devastation that has happened there, but also how the community is coming together, how hard first responders and others are working through all of this, and then those like you and the damage assessment surveys and gathering information and getting it all together to help out during and after the fact is so important. So to know that you're all on top of this is important for people to hear. So I appreciate it, Dane, and I appreciate you, and we'll catch up soon. Okay, my friend.
You got it. And just the last note, kind of you said it, the governor's been relentless, just making sure every agency, every resource we have, we are boots on the ground. So we're here, and we're going to be here until we're not needed anymore. But we're in it.
Gotcha. All right, my friend. We'll see you soon. All the best.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Right.
Dane Eagle joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It's tough. And it's hard when we're outside looking in as opposed to being there on the ground and in front of it and seeing it all happening. And there's a lot of moving parts and pieces that need to come together to make all of this work. And again, like we talked about, I think it's important that as all the work gets done, you don't even want to even mention the fact of politics, and you'd like for it to be put aside, and it is certainly, and to get all this, not only gathering information, but helping the families devastated by this for sure. 239-479-5592. Hey, let's take a break, a quick one, and when we come back, don't forget, coming up at 8:05, an important conversation about Supreme Court decisions. Something that you may or may not realize that happened that will, yes, affect you and affect all of us moving forward. So we'll get to that. Brendan Leslie is going to join us as well, Florida's conservative voice. We're going to get to some of the stories that we have been talking about here locally, important stories, not only about schools and critical race theory, but about some other things that are happening on a state level that you should be aware of. So we'll get to all of that coming up. Stay break 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Wednesday morning. Keeping an eye on a crash in Collier County, south of the center of Immokalee, on Immokalee Road, just south of Camp Keys Road. Collier County Sheriff's Office reporting injuries in that crash, but no word on any roadblock, just seeing an eastbound delay for about a half mile out there on Immokalee Road, approaching the bend in the road. Looking clear right now out along I-75, 41, not seeing any major problems. And heading on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers, only taking you about 2-3 minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after a wet day yesterday, look out for additional scattered thunderstorms developing for the remainder of today, particularly into the afternoon with the high near 89 degrees. Thunderstorms winding down as we head into late this evening. Temperatures will be in the middle 70s, waking up on your Thursday morning with another chance for storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Trust all along.
Inside the train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive, for my friends over at Dr. Francis' office. Check this out. They've got these things called lifestyle lenses. They're the new generation of cataract surgery. And at France Eye Care, they know how important it is to not only clear the blurry view that you get from cataracts, but to provide you with better vision. So check this out. Maybe you need a solution to help you with near, far, in between distances. Well, they can provide something for that called the PanOptix lens. But get this. If night driving, for example, is your issue, or you need extended depth of focus, you can adjust the power of your lens after the cataract surgery. France Eye Care has something for your lifestyle lens suited for you and your specific needs. Experience matters. Quality of life matters. Trust Dr. Jonathan France and his team. Give him a call today, star 2020 from your cell phone, or call 239-418-0999.
France Eye Care.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with an update on critical race theory, the latest attempt by the left to divide our country along racial lines by teaching kids to hate their country, hate themselves, and hate each other. It's total bullshit, and it's being promoted by leftist race baiters, peddled by the teachers union, and pushed into student textbooks. But on June 10th, Florida's Board of Education voted to ban critical race theory from being taught in public school classrooms, and you have my word that I'll file legislation to give this ban the force of law. I'm going to fight this state-sanctioned racism in every classroom, every courtroom, and every corner of the great state of Florida, because our children deserve nothing less. This is Spencer Roach, and I'm proud to be an American patriot, because we are the good guys. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and never give up, never give in, Never back down and never forget that this is your government and they work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
You've been lied to. Lied to by corrupt Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Inc. magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and I want to give you a free copy of my brand new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because we all know another market crash could be right around the corner. After losing 35% in my IRA in the crash years ago, I said enough, and since then I discovered a way to grow money potentially double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free copy and talk with a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose when the next stock market crash hits, all while building a tax-advantaged retirement. Call 1-800-346-9797 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, get one of just 97 free books left. We even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call 1-800-346-9797. That's 1-800-346-9797, 1-800-346-9797.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. Hey, look at this, a 4-year blackout. No way are we going to have any first ladies on our fashion magazine, says Vogue. Oh, look at this. They changed their mind. Well, wouldn't you know it? Well, this is interesting. Vogue magazine. When Melania Trump was First Lady, First Lady Joe Biden's going to be on the August issue. And a gushing title, quote, a First Lady for all of us on the road with Dr. Joe Biden. Yeah, I know, nobody really cares. Has anybody still look at or watch or read it? I don't know if I've ever met anybody who reads Vogue. I was going to ask Jake, but I don't think I have to ask you. Jake, do you know anybody who reads Vogue magazine? Should I even bother asking you?
I don't know anybody who reads magazines.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So I'm not really sure about that. So that not a big a deal as maybe some have made it out to be. This one's interesting. I don't know why this is the case, but according to the story out of the Hill, former President Trump's upcoming rally in Alabama. Did you hear about that? He's going to be doing a rally. No, he's actually not going to be doing a rally in Alabama. It's been canceled for partisan political concerns. Yeah, they canceled it because they were worried that it was going to be political. It was going to be a partisan political event. But what? Really? Yeah, that's what they said. So they've canceled that event in Alabama. Something tells me that the former president of the United States is not just going to sit back and go, sorry about that. We'll move on. Yeah, I get the feeling that something. That's not the last we're going to hear of that situation. So there's that story floating out there. Also, the NSA. Decided to answer to the question as to whether or not they are spying on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson made the comments, and the NSA is like, no, we're not doing it. I don't even know why you would even suggest that. Yeah, that's really exactly what they're talking about. It's no. We're not spying on him at all. They're saying that nobody's been doing this. Tucker Carlson's never been an intelligence target of the agency, and the NSA has never had any plans to try to take his program off the air. Nothing to see here. Move along. It's like anybody who would suggest that there would be any government entities that would possibly be doing anything to go against a Republican or a conservative or a former president. You can't find one instance, not one single time. Not one single, and Democrats have absolutely no scandals as well. There's nothing to it.
The Uranium One scandal.
The IRS targeting scandal.
The Clinton Foundation. Fusion GPS dossier. Benghazi. Hillary Clinton email case. Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Remember him?
Yeah. Sorry. All right, coming up, Brendan Leslie is going to join us, get an update on some of the stories locally about critical race theory and more. You're not going to want to miss this.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
If you're tired of the old cable news, you now have a choice. It's Newsmax. Every minute, Newsmax gives you the real news you can trust. Watch people like Ben Carson, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, Dick Morris, Nancy Brinker, Mike Reagan, Rudy Giuliani, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems or free on Roku, Xumo, Pluto, YouTube, and most smart TVs. Plus, download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone and start watching Newsmax now, America's trusted news source.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
News. I'm Chris Foster. It's now 12 dead, 149 people missing in Surfside, Florida, nearly a week after a condo building collapse. And storms in the forecast next week could complicate the search.
The Florida Division of Emergency Management is requesting an additional urban search and rescue team from the federal government, as resources may need to be split between the collapse site and areas in the path of those potential tropical systems.
Fox's Charles Watson in Surfside. Gas prices are at a 7-year high ahead of the 4th of July holiday weekend, and some stations may not have any to sell.
This is expected to be the second highest travel day on record. Gas experts say the price hike does not have to do with the fuel shortage, instead a lack of truck drivers. Now, what we could see this coming weekend is an outage here or there, but fuel experts do not expect it to be a widespread issue.
Fox 46 Charlotte's Taylor Young. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a couple of crashes in Collier County. One at Davis Boulevard and Collier Boulevard causing some delays, and another in the Estates at Golden Gate Boulevard near 27th Street Northwest causing slowdowns in both directions. I-75 all clear across the area. Not seeing any problems on US 41. Heading out on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers, taking now about 3 to 4 minutes or so eastbound out of Cape Coral on both of those crossings. Heading out of downtown Fort Myers into North Fort Myers, though not seeing any slow spots on the Edison and Caloosahatchee bridges. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. After a wet day yesterday, look out for additional scattered thunderstorms developing today with heavy rain and lightning in a high near 89 degrees. Thunderstorm chances decrease as we head into tonight, with temperatures only set to cool down to the middle 70s to kick off another day in the lower 90s for your Thursday. More scattered storm chances continue through tomorrow, though they will be a little bit lower for your Friday and into the start of your holiday weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine. Wow. Go for corner.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we talk about cognitive function. Are you struggling with your memory, or maybe you notice that it's taking you longer to process information? Do you also notice that your reaction time is slower than it used to be? Maybe you've just decided that this is what getting old looks like, or maybe that's what some doctor has told you, that this is just from getting old. But studies actually show that getting regular chiropractic care, specifically getting adjusted in your neck, can dramatically improve your cognitive function. So if you struggle with memory loss, slowed reaction time, or slowed processing time, and you're wondering if chiropractic can help you too, call us at 239-628-4899. That phone number is 239-628-4899. And remember, your power is on.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is the best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. They will not be undersold. Start with a free consultation. PlantationShuttersForYou.com. And God bless everyone.
What's the best way to celebrate July 4th weekend? With a no-pay holiday. Now through Monday, and only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Buy a car, pay nothing. Zip, zero, nada. No pay at Sutherland means no money down, no interest financing, and no payments till 2022. Just announced through Monday only. Sutherland is giving you the freedom to trade any vehicle, any make or model, and get paid $8,000 over book value for it. Shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. 2 stores full of inventory. And this July 4th weekend, you don't pay at Sutherland. No money down, no interest, and no payments till 2022. Hurry before this no-pay holiday goes. Nobody gives you bigger, brighter, and better July 4th savings. But they end Monday. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car mega store. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it. Guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate that you are watching on the website or watching there. It's still at YouTube at Drew Steele Radio as well if you want to watch for the time being. Brendan Leslie is joining us right now on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, the editor of a great website, FloridaConservativeVoice.com. Also, a great investigative reporter is keeping an eye on a lot of what is happening here in Southwest Florida. I would encourage you to go to flconservativevoice.com, visit the website, find out more there about some of the things that we are going to discuss and so much more. First of all, Brendan, good morning. How are you, my friend?
Doing great. How you doing, Drew?
I'm doing well. All right, so a couple of things that we're going to touch on. There was some breaking news from yesterday, something that you were ahead of the curve on, you were ahead of everybody on, quite honestly. And as the news was breaking overnight and we found out more about something that's happening out of Tallahassee with the governor, we'll get to that story in just a second. But first, I wanted to get everybody updated on some of the things that are happening with critical race theory and the teaching of diversity, inclusion, and equity in our schools. One and the same, everybody. Don't forget critical race theory. Don't start focusing on just those words, because that's where the left in this country and those that are pushing critical race theory want you to focus. Is when they say critical race theory, just go ahead, find it in the textbooks, find it in our curriculum. Don't look for those words. Social justice, if you find that anywhere in your schools, that's critical race theory. If you hear anything about equality of outcomes, equity and how important that is, critical race theory. If you hear anything about the issues like these, then you know that it's there and more. So I know you've been keeping an eye on one school in particular in Southwest Florida. And that would be the Babcock school there. Can you give me an update on what has been happening with that?
Yeah, so last week we broke the news and we talked to you about it last week on the show about how the neighborhood school in Babcock Ranch, the only school in that community and within a 40-minute drive for parents in that community, the principal is commenting on all social media sites, Shannon Trees, saying she is committed, quote, using the words committed, to teaching about white privilege, systemic racism, and everything. It's important to understand, like you said, you don't go into the textbooks and find the words critical race theory. What you find in these textbooks are lesson plans and guides of teachers teaching their students that white people are suppressors and that black people are suppressed by the white people. And it's a very divisive type curriculum that really aims, if you ask me, quite frankly, to instill Marxism and communism in America, because that's how you start. You divide based off of race. So in Babcock Ranch, we broke that news shortly after the principal deleted her Twitter, and then she sent out a mass email to all her parents to indirectly respond to my report, because she refuses to answer me. I've reached out to her directly numerous times. She said in the email, "We are against critical race theory, but absolutely, it comes up in conversations." So she literally goes, "I don't teach critical race theory, but I also teach critical race theory." This woman is all over the place, and it's really a shame. I'm learning I had a bunch of parents come to my show last night at Seat to Table, Patriot Talk Show at Seat to Table, and they were telling me about how the new curriculum is going to include a privilege walk, where they're going to single out the white people as privileged and the black kids as suppressed. That is critical race theory. It doesn't say critical race theory, but you are literally dividing the children based off their race.
So this continues. It doesn't seem to go away. You're talking to the parents, because I know that there was. Did you talk about the petition? There was a petition out there, right? That was.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about that.
This is a great story right here. Parents did a petition right after my report had hundreds of signatures. And keep in mind, this is a very small community. To get hundreds of signatures right away was pretty alarming, and it shows just how upset parents are with this principle. So the petition got all those signatures, and then all of a sudden, now you got the principal sending out her cronies and bullying these parents, and they took down the petition because they got intimidated. She is intimidating, targeting parents, because how dare they speak out and use their First Amendment rights against a liberal? How dare they? That's what's going on in America. These liberals are the loud minority, and they're going to get louder and louder and louder to intimidate you so that you don't speak up and stand for your values. And that's what's happening in Babcock Ranch right now, and everyone should be aware of it. Because if it's happening there, a 63% voter turnout for Trump, it's happening everywhere.
Yeah, and a charter as well, and also something to recognize, like you mentioned, one school in one city. You can imagine what's happening in school boards and happening across areas of Southwest Florida. You have places, other schools that you can go, the choice to go someplace in the community. There's something close by. You only have one choice in that particular city. So that is an issue. And also some of what is happening with the curriculum. So, again, the bottom line here, everybody, is whether you're in the community of Babcock or whether you're in a different community here in Southwest Florida, Collier County, we talked about last week, Lee County. I know that even in Lee County, they're going to be looking at, I think in 2 more weeks, they're going to be getting together to check out the textbooks to look for anything that has to do with critical race theory in the textbooks for Lee County schools. That was something that was looked at in the past in Collier County schools, and the money that's being spent on these textbooks, keeping an eye on this. This is where you have the ability to make a change in the community. You don't have to sit back and say there's nothing we can do. There's plenty that you can do. You can certainly show up at board meetings. You certainly can show up at PTA meetings. You certainly can show up and even request to have meetings with teachers and the principal if you're concerned about this. Get answers and know that there are more people that want to just make sure that we're teaching, educating our kids, and keeping politics and especially the issues of critical race theory and diversity and inclusion and all of these things that come from that tree. Remember, it's the branches of the tree, critical race theory being that tree, and the branches are all of these different parts that we're talking about that you can push back against this. You don't have to sit and just say, well, there's nothing I can do. There's plenty that you can do. And so hopefully, you could see it across Southwest Florida and certainly across the country that people are keeping an eye on that. And we'll keep an eye on this story as well. All right, Brendan Leslie joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Again, if you want to find out more about this story and others that we're discussing this morning, flconservativevoice.com, floridaconservativevoice.com. Go to the website. All right, so what about this story? I heard about the auto insurance bill being discussed in Tallahassee and what will be coming our way under the guise of trying to save money when it comes to PIP, no-fault auto insurance. So what happened with this, Brendan? What's the story? Where are we right now? And an exclusive that you have at Florida Conservative Voice.
Yeah, so yesterday, or Monday, I should say, I broke the news from some insiders in Tallahassee that the governor was going to veto a controversial auto insurance bill, and that's exactly what he did late last night. So basically, we all know here in Florida, our rates are through the roof. It's terrible. It sucks. Something needs to be fixed. Well, the Republicans and Democrats tried to ram through this auto insurance bill this last legislation session in the midst of COVID, when there wasn't just enough time to do testimony and research into this, and they're trying to figure out a way to lower everyone's rates. Well, they want to go off of this system that is I believe it's called tort, and it's actually in Colorado, where now there's fault, and people that get hurt in a crash, they're going to have to hire a trial lawyer to get their payments and everything. And then people are going to be required to carry more minimum liability insurance. I believe it's $25,000 up from $10,000. And a recent study came out right before the governor got this bill from the state legislator. And it said, if you do this, enact this policy, if the governor signs this bill, you're actually going to see your rates go up because it's more expensive. It's going to make insurance more expensive since you need more of it. And you're going to see more uninsured motorists on the road when Florida is already very high. It's about 26% of uninsured motorists in Florida. So if the rates, if insurance gets more expensive, more people are going to not have it, resulting in just higher rates for everybody across the board. So it was really, the governor had his hands tied here. It was damned if you do or damned if you don't. If he signs it, he could look like a winner in the very immediate future because it can say, hey, look, I'm trying to help the insurance industry here in Florida and help everyday people catch a break. But if it panned out the way that this recent study said it would, then all of a sudden you're going into election year with the governor with this hanging over his head. It was really rough. And the big problem about it behind the scenes that I can tell you that sources have talked to me about is this is a big bipartisan bill. It passed overwhelmingly in the legislature. But when this new study came out after it was passed, you had Republicans calling Governor Ron DeSantis saying to veto it, even though they voted for the bill. But that's all happening behind the scenes. You don't see that in the front. So I wanted to make sure I broke that story that you can find on flconservativevoice.com and explain this, because the media is most definitely, and the left are going to use this as a political tool against the governor right now for vetoing it. But I think in the long run, it works out for Florida because now they got to get back to this bill and find out a better way to do this so that our insurance rates can go down and that the governor doesn't look bad.
Right. So that's the key, is that they have a chance to re-examine this. And of course, that's one of the things, Brendan, that I always worry about. And it's kind of, listen, if we're going to talk about the dirty little secrets in Tallahassee, we can be honest about it. And, it's just the two of us talking. I've always been worried when people say that they're Republicans, doesn't mean that they're conservatives. When they're Republicans, doesn't necessarily mean they're specifically on the side of the governor per se, but more about their own personal interests. And you worry about that. And where in the Senate, good conservative ideas go to die, and those specific people that kill these good ideas or bring things up with the best of intentions, only ultimately to find out that maybe those best of intentions are going to turn around and hurt the rest of the state. But I always worry about that, and I'm sure you hear about the same thing.
Oh, it's a very catty game. It's like high school up there, and every legislator really, and especially the federal level. See, the problem with this, a good red flag with this bill is that the trial lawyers backed it, and when trial lawyers back a bill, it's typically a Democrat idea. So that's a good red flag for you, because they definitely were going to have seen an increase in transactions, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think that this. If you're asking me for my assessment and opinion on this, I will tell you that these legislators kind of rushed this to basically, they kind of just bend the knee, in my opinion, because they want to fix a problem that has been a strong problem here, and they didn't really want to put the tender love and care into it that it deserved.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that need that. There's a lot of things that, people look and they scream and they say you have to do something, and ultimately that you do something that's a knee-jerk reaction because you want people to believe that you truly care at that moment in time when they do, when really more assessment needs to take place. And that we
Isn't that basically, that's the Democrats' game plan right there? They want you, they lie to you, they say that they care, that all these great utopia ideas they have, but what they fail to tell you is that there's really no practical way to get to those ideas, and that's kind of similar with this auto insurance bill, and it just needs to be reworked.
Hey, you know what else it's similar with? The WAPO story. Remember the WAPO story? You've talked about this. It's the same thing where people were saying the governor's got to do something. As a matter of fact, the governor's not doing anything when it comes to surfside. Well, what are you talking about? And for those that don't know this story, before we go, maybe touch on that, because this is that kind of a thing that is what the left, when you say that this is what the left does all the time. Well, here's an example.
Yeah, so the governor, everyone is trying to politicize the Surfside collapse story against the governor. Amazing. They just do not care about human life and tragedy. They're going to use any tragedy to their advantage. And you had this Washington Post reporter, Hannah Dreier, tweeted out a few days ago about how the governor delayed the FEMA response, the federal response in Surfside, the collapse. And that's not how things work. The governor actually reacted within an hour. The mayor of Miami-Dade County declared an emergency, and about 40 minutes later, so did the governor on the state level. So it has to start locally. The mayor declared the emergency. Then the governor can do it. Then the federal agency can do it. If you're going to blame anyone for not getting the federal aid within 24 hours to Surfside, it's President Biden. It's his fault. But Hannah knows that, and she doesn't care. She put out the tweet, and she said that it was all the governor's fault, when the governor really doesn't have anything to do with FEMA. FEMA could have reacted as soon as the governor declared an emergency. So everyone called her out for it. I did a report. I got her number. I pressed her. I said, Hannah, I'm doing a report on how you are putting out fake information, and I'm going to correct the record. Please give me a response for comment. She ignored me. She ignored everyone else. And life just went on. Washington Post didn't retract it. She didn't take down the tweet. She didn't send out an update tweet to fix her information. She was proven wrong.
Yep.
They just left it. And that's the Washington Post and Hannah Dreier telling you exactly what they are. Spawns of the Democratic Party.
Yeah. And remember something, that's often what happens when it comes to the politics, even locally. It's, letting things die down. Maybe if we just don't answer, we don't respond, it'll just go away. And that'll be that. And I'm sure that's, even if I'm spinning it back to the beginning with critical race theory and the teaching of our kids in school, it's like, listen, it'll blow over. Don't worry. All these people will just go away. And quite honestly, that's not going to happen. We're not going anywhere. All right, Brendan, we got to run. Brendan Leslie joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. He is the founder and editor-in-chief at Florida's Conservative Voice, flconservativevoice.com. Get the stories right there. We appreciate a few minutes. All right, we'll see you later. See you next week.
Alrighty. Thanks, Drew.
All right, see you. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, if you want to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. We'll do that right now. Caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. Hey, what else do you have to do than to call us and ask or answer civics questions and just have a little bit of fun? All right, we'll do Drew's College up next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Repair our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here, and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with cart for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $25 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Jason and Todd want to light up your 4th of July weekend and celebrate big this year by offering you 5 years interest-free financing July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The Diamond District is offering you 5 years interest-free financing on the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds and diamond jewelry.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Dan. Dan's in Naples. Hello there, Dan.
Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Dan. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD or associate's degree. Question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Dan, can you name the commander-in-chief of the military right now as we speak?
That would be Mr. Joe Biden.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. You know the vice president of the United States is Kamala Harris. You know that, right?
I do.
Okay. Who was the last vice president?
The last vice president was Mr. Pence out of Indiana.
Okay, that is correct, sir. Thanks for all that extra information, too. That was good.
I had to think about it.
Yeah, you did, and you didn't really have to. I wasn't even asking. All right, so you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Before he was president of the United States, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in?
That would be the World War II.
That is correct, sir. All right, so you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. You ready for a tough question? The toughest question I will ask of the day?
Uh-oh, all right.
Have you heard of the Federalist Papers?
No.
Oh boy. All right, so maybe I won't ask this question. We'll work on that one. Well, it supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Do you have any idea? Can you name one writer? The Federalist Papers? Just one?
James Madison.
That's correct. Yeah, you don't know what it is, but you knew. Was that a guess or what was that? How did you do that?
Well, I assumed it was one of our founding.
All right. Well, wow, and that's the person you went to. All right. Well, good for you. That's correct. All right. Well, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of guessing. That's good for you, there, Dan. So congratulations, you got a PhD. You're almost sort of kind of the smartest man on your phone right now. I'm not really sure if I can confirm that because the last one you guessed on. So we haven't.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'll talk to Jake about that, and we'll see if it's an honorary degree or an actual degree. All right, maybe not. Big Supreme Court decisions were made recently, even yesterday. We're going to get to them coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company. But all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tolerance inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tolerance inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tolerance inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Tired of waking up hot and uncomfortable? Start sleeping cool on the Tempur-Breeze by Tempur-Pedic. It's engineered with a revolutionary cooling system that pulls excess heat away from your body to help you sleep deeper all night and wake up more refreshed every morning. During the Tempur-Pedic Summer of Sleep, save $500 on all Tempur-Breeze mattresses and experience your coolest sleep this summer with our best Breeze savings of the year. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast, 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. We're tracking a crash getting cleared up right now on Immokalee Road near Valewood Drive in North Naples. Just seeing some slight delays, mostly westbound through the intersection, and then delays closer to I-75 on Immokalee Road. Looking good onto 41. No problems out there on the highway getting in your way. Lee County has been crash and incident-free all morning long and still that way right now. The Midpoint Bridge, very slow moving, though, eastbound out of the Cape into Fort Myers. Cape Coral Bridge running much faster in both directions if you need to head into Fort Myers and choose one of those bridges. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. After a wet day yesterday, look out for additional scattered thunderstorms developing today with heavy rain and lightning in a high near 89 degrees. Thunderstorm chances decrease as we head into tonight, with temperatures only set to cool down to the middle 70s to kick off another day in the lower 90s for your Thursday. More scattered storm chances continue through tomorrow, though they will be a little bit lower for your Friday and into the start of your holiday weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell introduced the original cookies and cream ice cream. So every time you dig into that familiar creamy vanilla ice cream that's loaded with chunks of chocolate cream cookies, you can say thanks. You're more than welcome.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Super Targets and Walgreens.
When you call Conditioned Air, your comfort becomes our main priority. We put customer relationships first, and our team is committed to earning your trust and exceeding your expectations. You can count on us for straightforward answers and smart solutions. This is why our employees receive bonuses based on compliments from customers, not on sales goals. Your comfort comes first, and that's why we've been Southwest Florida's comfort people since 1962. Call the Conditioned Air team today at 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad that you are joining us today. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always do appreciate you watching the program. There is a couple of Supreme Court decisions that happened, and, I wanted to talk a little bit about this because actually it's funny because they've been coming fast and furiously, I guess is the way you can say it. It seems like every time I'm ready to talk about a specific decision that was made, something else pops up, and it seems like now there's even more decisions that have been made. Let's see, Tyler O'Neill is joining us right now, pjmedia.com. He is a senior editor there, and he is someone that I've been following, certainly on Twitter, and somebody else that I've been following with some of these stories, and I wanted to get his perspective on some of the Supreme Court decisions that have been made. And first of all, it's Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
Hey, doing well. Good to be with you, Drew.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Just like I said, it seems like just as I'm getting ready to speak with you about one item in particular, we have new ones that are popping up, and they are very interesting cases. But before we get started, I did want to ask you this. As you've been examining and looking at some of the Supreme Court decisions, is it just me, or does it feel like Justices Alito and Thomas are sitting there kind of palm firmly implanted in forehead and saying, can we take on some of these cases? Can we definitively, absolutely not? Do we have to be the only two conservatives? I mean, I know there are some people that say that Gorsuch is conservative or even Justice Roberts. It's almost funny to say it. But I feel like they're sitting there saying, can we take these cases on instead of sort of lightly spring? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe you could even describe what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. No, I mean, in particular, there was one case that they decided not to take up on Monday that they really should have taken up. And this isn't just this isn't just me being partisan saying they should take it up. This is the case, Gavin Grimm, the Gloucester County School Board, which involves the transgender bathroom situation, right?
Right.
And last year, Neil Gorsuch did this opinion, the infamous Bostock decision, where he said that discrimination on the basis of sex applies to discrimination on the basis of gender identity and sexual orientation, which is an asinine interpretation. And if you read this actual Supreme Court case, the logic is really screwed up. And I think he was trying as hard as he possibly could to read what he wanted into the text when it wasn't there. And this is remarkable because Gorsuch is, I believe, generally an originalist. But the difficulty is some lawyer got into his head, and maybe he himself was the one doing the twisting. I don't know. And I think this case really illustrates that he's a little bit slimy, because in that Bostock decision, he said, we're not ruling on trans bathrooms. That's not an issue here. This is all about employment. And so he had the chance on Monday to make it clear that that was true, because a Fourth Circuit judge ruled in the Gavin Grimm case that the ruling in Bostock applied to transgender bathrooms, despite the fact that Gorsuch specifically said it did not.
Right.
And so Gorsuch wrote his opinion and told everybody, it doesn't apply to trans bathrooms. A judge goes and applies it to trans bathrooms. And now the Supreme Court has a chance to take up the case and set the record straight. And it's only Alito and Thomas, as you said, who wanted to take up this case. And it leaves you scratching your head and thinking, well, there's only one way we can interpret this. At least Gorsuch should have added his name to their two names. Since he didn't, though, we have to come away with the conclusion that Gorsuch was lying in his Supreme Court decision in Bostock v. Clayton County, that he wanted Bostock to apply to trans bathrooms.
Right.
He just wouldn't say it at the time.
Right. So now, boy, there's so many questions about that specific. So the first thing that comes to mind is, goodness, are we dealing with politics again? Is this something that's a political move? It just feels it feels like with some you look and say, all right, this is this is the politics of trying to legislate from the bench for some people. But for others, you believe that that's not what's happening. And then you have the other side of it that's like, is it the political pressure? Is it just not wanting to take this case on? You can't do this forever, because ultimately, as Justice Thomas has talked about other cases, even with regards to the Masterpiece cake shop, you didn't finish that one off either. That's going to come up again. It's going to keep being challenged until we finally take this on and definitively once and for all make a decision.
Well, and that's the same thing that happened with the foster care case. There was Fulton v. Philadelphia, which was, I loved that because we got a 9-0 decision. Like, that was a really strong rebuke to the Obama administration's extreme radicalism on these issues. But at the same time, it was a super narrow decision, and that means that the issues will come up again. And I almost wonder if there's some politicking going on behind the scenes at the Supreme Court, because I've read some articles that suggest that even though the liberals are in the minority there, they are very smart at, especially Kagan, is really smart at negotiating certain things. So I almost wonder if Kagan and the other liberals said, we're going to make Fulton v. Philadelphia unanimous if you decide not to take up the Gavin Grimm case. But even if that's the case, like, Neil Gorsuch needs to put his name down and say, no, my opinion was getting twisted.
Right.
Like, even if he had to let it fail, like, and look, we're all Monday morning quarterbacking here.
Right.
The Supreme Court only takes up, a very tiny portion of the cases that are before it. But even so, when you have a judge who sits there and twists the writing of your opinion in such a blatant way, you really have to take up the case again. Like,
right. Right. You know, and people ask me even with this specific case, and then we can move on from this, but there are going to be people who are now going to look at this and believe it's precedent and say, see, now we don't have to worry about this in our schools anymore. Now this is something that we wanted to do before. And now, even though precedent was set up in the school itself, in this case, where it wasn't as if a transgender individual was floating around school trying to find a place to use a restroom because they were denied period full. You know, you see what I'm saying? That they were given they were given remedy. It's not like they weren't. And so with that remedy, it's not even knowing that was in there in this case, that wasn't even good enough. So certainly this case and even others will be used as quote unquote precedent to say, yeah, we're going to move forward with this. And this is just the way it is in our school district, and take us to court or don't, because it's already been decided. But it hasn't been decided. So that means we'll see this again, you think?
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to see the issue again. I'm not sure to what degree this is considered precedent for the country, but it is precedent in the Fourth Circuit, and that's going to make it difficult for states like Virginia when we want to push back against these policies. And you're exactly right. Like, this school had single-sex or single-use bathrooms, single-person bathrooms that would be gender neutral. So it's not like they only had men's restrooms and women's restrooms and didn't have an accommodation for transgender people. This is totally a case where Gavin Grimm and all these LGBT legal organizations wanted to say, no, you have to have a specific transgender approach in your bathrooms.
Right. Tyler O'Neill joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, senior editor at PJ Media, pjmedia.com, the website, and talking about a couple of the Supreme Court cases that have come up recently. One of the other ones, I was going to talk to you about not a Supreme Court case, the sports retailer gun case, but I also wanted to mention something that happened yesterday, and I don't know if you can comment on this, but the CDC eviction ban that just came up yesterday in this 5-4 decision. Were you as surprised about this as I was? Because, again, I guess there's more to it, because at first blush, you're thinking, I didn't know the CDC had such powers. Who knew that this was the case? I didn't know the CDC could make these kind of decisions. But there's a little more to it, right? I mean, but still, that Justice Kavanaugh was one that decided to side with the liberals seemed to be a little surprising. Although, then again, I'm not sure if I should be surprised at anything with the Supreme Court. Do you have a hot take on this one?
Yeah, this one was interesting, and I think this term of the court, they're specifically trying to go out of the ideological decisions. So we've had, and we've been covering this for a while. The Democrats are attacking the Supreme Court, and Biden launched this, this review, this commission to study ways to improve the court and make it less partisan. And everybody's like, oh no, the Republicans are going to shove their ideology down Americans' throats, just like the liberals have been doing for decades. And we haven't seen that happening. And one of the main things we've seen instead is this push to deny and to break out of the normal ideological breakdowns. So you'll see a lot of these decisions with this court this year, where they've been going with these 9-0 decisions, these 7-2 decisions, and then these weird decisions like this one, where the conservatives are lining up, or the conservatives and the liberals are breaking with each other. And also yesterday there was this interesting ruling upholding a pipeline's ability to take land from New Jersey. And in that case, you had 3 of the conservatives and 1 of the liberals on the court dissenting. And then you had 2 of the liberals and 3 other conservatives in the majority. And it was a weird case because conservatives generally look askance at eminent domain, but we also support the expansion of natural gas pipelines. Liberals want eminent domain, but very much oppose the expansion of natural gas pipelines. So you had this interesting breakdown of these issues where liberals and conservatives found themselves on opposite sides depending on other issues. And that was a really interesting case. But I think in general, the court is trying to avoid falling into Biden's trap. And I think they're doing a good job. But while they're doing this, they are letting a few issues fall by the wayside that they really need to address head on.
Right.
And, who knows? Maybe they're trying to bide their time before a big abortion case where they, strike down Roe v. Wade and actually allow the states to make their own laws on abortion again, which would be wonderful and which would not be the same thing as forcing pro-life perspective on all the states. It would be opening the doors to have states making their own laws.
Right.
But yeah, it's
I know it's
very fascinating times.
Yeah, but maybe we should touch on that, and that you brought it up. And I'll do that quickly. But first, I wanted to get to this. I know it's not a Supreme Court case, the sports retailer gun case that was in Texas, I believe. But I wonder if that is something that could be looked at as a victory, and even if it were to go to the Supreme Court, how that would be looked at with regard to this idea that somehow a retailer is going to be held responsible if somebody were to purchase a firearm in their facility. And maybe we can speak to that. Did you take a look at that case? Do we know a little bit about that? And as far as the implications for Second Amendment cases that may go before the Supreme Court, is that something that could possibly be looked at that way?
Yes, no, I really think this case was well decided and is the right. So what we had were gun activists and aggrieved people suing this retailer because it sold firearms to the guy who ended up shooting a church. And look, the shooting was heinous, and obviously you can't condemn strongly enough a guy who bursts into a church and shoots people.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not like the guy went to the gun shop and said, "Oh, I want to get a gun and ammunition specifically so I can shoot up a church." Like, that's not what happened.
Right.
He was able to purchase a firearm just like all of us are. And the fact that the vast majority of people buy guns for other reasons is, you can't hold a gun shop liable. And that's why this ruling, I think, was important. And I'd like, the Supreme Court can only take up certain things. I don't think that this case needs to go before the Supreme Court, although I'm sure that the people who lost are wanting to appeal it.
Right.
But I think this is a state law issue, so it can't. But at the same time, we probably are going to see anti-gun activists push for this kind of thing in the future.
Right.
And I'm very glad to see the Texas Supreme Court strike this down, because it's an absurd argument. But again, it's that same logic. Or they save people, as in many cases.
Right. You brought it up, Tyler, so I might as well do this before we get going. You brought up the Roe v. Wade issue and possibly something happening before the court. Do you like making predictions? Would you like to go there? I mean, there are a lot of people that are listening to this program, pro-life individuals here in Southwest Florida, and there are many who would like to see this before the Supreme Court and taking it back to the states. This is not going to be going back to the dark ages. And no. It's about states making that this decision. Do you see that happening? Does this court even want to take up this issue?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the court specifically doesn't want to right now. The situation is rather hairy at the moment because of the way that Biden is looking at the court and the way that the Democrats have this razor-thin majority in Congress. But if Republicans win in 2022 and can kind of shore up the court a little bit and prevent the reckoning that the left wants to bring to the court, then we might see, I think the court wants to do this, but it needs the circumstances to be just right. And you see a lot of these justices, especially Chief Justice John Roberts, who don't want to shake up the game unless they have to, and who want to protect the institution of the Supreme Court almost at all costs. And I think that's a little bit dangerous, but at the same time, I can't entirely fault them seeing what the left is doing right now. So it's a delicate game, and I think they do want to go there. I just think they have other priorities as well, and the stars have to align just right.
Yeah.
Because if they were to strike down Roe tomorrow, then Biden would almost immediately rush packing the court.
Right.
So this is the kind of situation where there's a lot of potential upside, there's a lot of potential downside, and unfortunately, American politics is at the point, and this is the thing that really frustrates us on the right is, we've finally gotten to the point where the court is dominated by at least nominal originalists who should reverse Roe v. Wade, but we also have to have a little bit of patience ourselves because getting here has not been easy, and the left is constantly afraid that the right is going to force its ideology on them the way that they've doing on us for decades.
Yeah, you make a great point, because that's something that I've said to many people, and now you just cemented that in my mind, which is I vision the Roberts court. I envision Justice Roberts sitting there and going, every case that comes before him that is a case that has huge national implications. That case comes before the court, and he says, "Oh, you gave me an out. Oh, you gave me an out. Oh, wait, you gave me an out." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh, wait a minute. Here's the one that actually forces me to make a decision because there is no out."
Yes, and that's what we want.
Right. But ultimately,
getting there is not easy.
Right, and so patience is what you're asking. You're asking for that's and sometimes it is frustrating. All right, Tyler O'Neill, listen, this was fantastic. I do appreciate a few minutes of your time. PJmedia.com. Go visit the website. Check out stories there. PJ Media is amazing. And Tyler, thank you so much. I hope we get a chance to do this again. This was a lot of fun. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. I also have a book, Making Hate Pay, The Corruption of the Southern Poverty Law Center. Check that out.
Oh, gosh. Well, let's have you back and talk about the book. Can we do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, all right, plan on it. I'm looking at my producer, Jake the Millennial. Write it down. We're making the plan here. All right, Tyler. Yes, we'll have you back. All the best. Thanks so much.
All right.
We'll see you.
Drew.
All right, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
As we approach the 4th, Closet Factory is celebrating the unique freedoms fought for and won not so long ago. Because if you noodle on it, those freedoms make kings of us all, and our homes are kingdoms, where our rules are law. All of which makes us here at Closet Factory proud of the work we do, helping you build the most comfortable, best-looking, best-working, free and sovereign castles they can be. So from all of us at Closet Factory, happy birthday, America. We're proud of you.
The top 3 reasons why you should have quartz countertops from Rock Solid.
1.
Quartz countertops are truly elegant, practical, durable, and with Rock Solid's unbelievable price and selection makes for the best overall value.
2.
Quartz countertops from Rock Solid will never stain, are maintenance-free, and carry a lifetime warranty.
3.
Here's Natalie from Naples.
Every time I look at my quartz countertops from Rock Solid, it makes my heart smile.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Just your smile.
When you need a new roof, it pays to deal with the best. King Roofing has built their business on a solid foundation of honest appraisals, fair pricing, and the finest workmanship. Your insurance may be paying the bills, but you'll live with your choice of roofer for years, even decades to come. Choose Roofing Royalty, and you'll never regret it. In Southwest Florida, there's only one King. Call King Roofing today.
Every castle deserves a king.
Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management. After all we've been through, isn't it time to focus on what really matters? Living your best life. There are a lot of moving pieces when it comes to investment and retirement planning. It's important to get it right, and we can help. AnnexWealth.com is the place to start. Click the Get Started button. Put a pro on your side with a local, fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management, AnnexWealth.com.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myShowerDoor.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
What's the best way to celebrate July 4th weekend? With a no-pay holiday. Now through Monday, and only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Buy a car, pay nothing. Zip, zero, nada. No pay at Sutherland means no money down, no interest financing, and no payments till 2022. Just announced through Monday only. Sutherland is giving you the freedom to trade any vehicle, any make or model, and get paid $8,000 over book value for it. Shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. 2 stores full of inventory. And this July 4th weekend, you don't pay at Sutherland. No money down, no interest, and no payments till 2022. Hurry before this no-pay holiday goes. Nobody gives you bigger, brighter, and better July 4th savings, but they end Monday. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. It could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice mobility customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Security Edge not included. Actual speeds vary.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. We're tracking a crash getting cleared up right now on Immokalee Road near Valewood Drive in North Naples. Just seeing some slight delays, mostly westbound through the intersection, and then delays closer to I-75 on Immokalee Road. Looking good onto 41. No problems out there on the highway getting in your way. Lee County has been crash and incident-free all morning long and still that way right now. The Midpoint Bridge, very slow moving, though, eastbound out of the Cape into Fort Myers. Cape Coral Bridge running much faster in both directions if you need to head into Fort Myers and choose one of those bridges. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. After a wet day yesterday, look out for additional scattered thunderstorms developing today with heavy rain and lightning in a high near 89 degrees. Thunderstorm chances decrease as we head into tonight, with temperatures only set to cool down to the middle 70s to kick off another day in the lower 90s for your Thursday. More scattered storm chances continue through tomorrow, though they will be a little bit lower for your Friday and into the start of your holiday weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation, 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. And right now, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. Nobody I know who's running for office talks about defunding the police.
Many affluent suburbs have essentially already begun pursuing a defunding of the police.
This movement is not new. This is about investment. I really consider it a refund.
Defunding police means defunding police.
We need to truly cut $1 billion in NYPD spending.
We have this super aggressive police department. So yes, defund your butts.
Not only do we need to disinvest, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
2 House Democrats unveiling a bill. It would take away federal resources from police departments across the nation.
The Breathe Act is bold. It's meaningful. It's transformative.
I am so proud to endorse Senator Bernie Sanders for president.
This is not just about running for president.
I am endorsing Bernie Sanders because he's not going to sell us out.
Nobody I know who's running for office talks about defunding the police.
Yeah, hey, there's just a little minute from the Washington Free Beacon of some audio just to prove the point that when Democrats and when somebody like Jen Psaki in the White House say, defunding the police, it's a Republicans thing. It's Republicans that want to defund the police. It's not Democrats that want to do it. It's laughable because there's tons of audio of Democrats talking about it for months and months and months and months and months and months. I can keep going for months and months and months. I mean, it's what they do. How do you say that? How do you lie to people like that? We know you're lying. It's what you do.
This is what you do.
Or what you do.
Number 4. As America gets on the road again, drivers will see higher gas prices for the holiday than we've seen in years.
It's almost $3 now, so, I don't know who can afford it if you're not rich.
The national average has risen to $3.10 per gallon. That's up more than 42% from last year when the pandemic was keeping many people home and prices down. But today, as more people are driving, these are the highest prices since 2014.
Woo! Doesn't it sound exciting? There's MSNBC making it sound just lovely, delicious, fun. Yeah, it's fantastic, right, everybody? I mean, the gas prices are, they are going through the roof, and you wanted to travel. And, yeah, is there one thing, is there anything that the Biden administration is doing where you can look and go, hey, that's almost kind of sort of a positive? I mean, even that much. Can we get that much? No, am I kidding? It's what they do.
This is what you do.
Yeah, it's what they do.
Number 3.
Even though the general recommendation is you don't have to wear a mask, I'm deciding I want to wear a mask. Joe, there's nothing wrong with that. That's individual decision.
There's nothing wrong with the individual decision. What are we talking about here? This is this morning, just a little while ago, the Fauci on with the Morning Joe there, and Joe Scarborough saying, listen, I go to the baseball game. I'm vaccinated. I got to wear it. Do I have to wear a mask? And there's the Fauci saying, hey, listen, you want to wear? There's nothing wrong with it. Wearing it. Don't worry about the science and everything. It's fine. Nothing to see here. Everything is good. How's the lab over in China doing, by the way, Fauci? I'm just wondering. I just want to check with you because you might know a thing or two about what's going on with it inside.
Number 2.
In 2019, you said lawmakers support Israel because it's, quote, all about the Benjamins, which implies that politicians only support Israel because of money. There was a tweet from 2012 when you said Israel had hypnotized the world. Do you understand why some of your fellow House Democrats, especially Jews, find that language anti-Semitic?
I have welcomed any time, my colleagues have asked to have a conversation, to learn from them, for them to learn from me. I think it's really important for these members to realize that they haven't
been partners in injustice.
I just got to stop. Okay. There you go. Ilhan Omar, who had an opportunity to say on Jake Tapper's very plungingly low ratings program. I think it's down like 70% since January. Who would have thought that? Yeah, Jake Tapper saying, I'm giving you a chance to prove to everybody you're not an anti-Semite. And Ilhan Omar is like, I'm not going to do that. There's an opportunity, and no, can't do that. Gotcha.
Number one. In terms of climate, you brought up what's happening, what we're seeing in the Pacific Northwest. We've been talking a lot about what happened in Florida at the Surfside condominium building that collapsed. We don't know exactly what happened at this point. But given what we know about the changing climate, given that we've seen an increase in these so-called extraordinary tides and the impact that that can have in areas like South Florida, do you think that climate could have played a role in that building's collapse?
Well, obviously we don't know fully, but we do know that the seas are rising.
I can't do it. There's Energy Secretary Granholm sitting with CNN, and listen, we know climate change and sea levels rising. I mean, is it a possibility that maybe that's why Surfside happened and the horrific collapse of this condo? It's because of sea rises. I can't definitively say what it is, but hey, if you run with it, I'll run with it.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
It's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous to make the suggestion that that's what it is. I hate that we would even suggest or even think in terms of not letting a crisis go to waste. Don't know who would take an opportunity to do something like that, who would think that's a good idea, not letting a crisis go to waste. And
I am sick and tired.
I didn't even mention her name, and it's a thing that comes up when I think of that. Listen, things are not, at least it's not that crazy out there right now, right? I mean, it's not, we're not at the point right now where like, I don't know, like a transgender would win a Miss USA contest or anything like that.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Oh, this just in. Yeah, we are. Hey, I don't know if anybody heard about this, but Nevada, however you want to say it, there you go. A transgender individual, woman, crowned Miss Nevada USA, the first in pageant history. And there's a reason why it's the first in history because, excuse me? Yeah, that happened. So Nevada will have a transgender Miss USA that will be competing in the Miss USA contest. Is that how that's going to work? And it's called a huge honor there to be able to represent. Well, I don't know. I really don't know where you go from here. I think that just it speaks for itself. It's that, and the NFL's gay. So it's all we just keep going. I mean, I know I shouldn't talk about it like this because it's hatred, and it's really not. It's not hatred at all. Don't have any hate. It's just trying to figure all of this out. It's a little confusing how that happens. That's how we're told that what you see is exactly what we tell you is right in front of you. And you don't have a way to question or, no. Yeah, but I don't think that, but I have a question. No. Can I do? Really? I can't say anything. 239-479-5592. I mean, it's not like there's a huge difference. For example, we just played that audio clip of the Fauci. It's not like there's a huge difference politically when it comes to COVID and people believing that the pandemic's over. I mean, everybody across the board believes that this whole idea of a pandemic is...
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Oh, this just in. Hey, guess what? 57% of Republicans believe the pandemic is over, and only 4% of Democrats believe that it's over. How do you... Although a record high, 89% of Americans now say the coronavirus situation is improving. Most are not yet ready to declare the pandemic over. More than twice as many think the pandemic is not over yet than think it is over. Republicans are far more likely than Democrats to say that the pandemic's over, but significant difference also exists by gender, age, region of the country. Anything else? People who like hot dogs as opposed to red hots. Did you know there's a difference between a hot dog and a red hot? Did you know that? Have you ever tried a red hot? Have you ever tried one?
Yes, I have.
Change your world. It will change your world. It will change your wiener world. It absolutely will change your world of wieners. It's a hot dog. It's unbelievable. Just putting that out there as an aside. So I'm just wondering, it's people who like hot dogs and people who like red hots. And that only comes from one area of the country, right? A red hot. I mean, they have them here, but I'm saying in one area of the country is the only place, or is the one place where it originated. I don't know what that place is.
I don't either.
Unless a red hot, somebody will know this, 239-479-5592. They'll either call or text. You'll see. I don't know if the red hot thing is a hot dog. It's sort of like here they say soda, and in the West or the Midwest they say pop. So is that what they do? They call hot dogs red hots in the same place they call soda pop.
Okay, I always like to look at it as we say it right, they say it wrong.
Is that how you like to look at it? You might want to keep that to yourself. Just to kind of look at it that way, but don't actually say it. Just gonna put that out there as well. All right, what else? What else do we want to talk? Oh, did you know that there's an election integrity that's going on in New York City as we speak? I know you're not going to believe this. The New York City Democrat mayoral candidate Eric Adams is raising concerns now. 100,000 plus votes allegedly suddenly disappeared. That's right.
He is like a little baby.
What are you complaining about? Oh, come on. You're not allowed to complain about election integrity. That's right. The New York City Board of Elections counted 135,000 test ballots together with real ballots and released the quote-unquote results without anybody at the Board of Elections noticing. How do you like that? Well, what do you know? What a discrepancy that is. They're going to have to head back to the drawing board. The drawing board. There you go. Sorry. A little bit of my New York coming out. They're going to have to produce corrected ranked choice numbers. Yeah, and then they'll have everything right. I wonder what those new numbers will look like. That is very strange. But no. Oh, no, we can't talk about election integrity in New York City with Democrats. No, because everything is, that's fine. We're going to fix it. It's okay. Now, if you're a Republican or you have an issue with election integrity, you're in Arizona and Maricopa County and you're doing audits, or whether you're in Pennsylvania and you like to see an audit, or whether you're in Georgia and you got some audits going. No. You guys are crazy nut jobs. You got to stop doing this, because I see what you're doing here, election integrity. How dare you bring that up? That's the sound. Unless you're watching at drewsteele.com, that's the sound of gotcha. I mean, like, I'm with you. Yeah, we shouldn't complain about that. Not at all. It's a weird thing they did, the ranked choice voting. They rank candidates by preference on the ballot instead of, like, your preference. Like, this is the person I like the most. This is the person I like second, third. And then they just take the person that has the most ranked choice voting. And that's who ends up winning. And they've looked at this and said, this is the way we should do it in the United States. We should do this all across the country, because this is how you can make sure that there's no issues with integrity. Listen, if there's a Democrat anywhere near an election, you can't use the word integrity. Just throw that out the window. The best thing we can do is have Democrats vote in elections and then keep them away from the process to try to figure out what exactly happened at the end of the day. That's the best thing that you could do. Why can't we just do that? Wouldn't that be simple? Do we have anybody? Do I even want to know what's going on? I'm watching Jake the Millennial. He is laughing like crazy right now. And it's not because of the things I'm saying, but it's because you're reading the text line. Do I even want to know what the text line says right now about Red Hots, and
It was just funny.
yeah.
I mean, I guess kind of appropriate. It's not bad.
No, if you say if a millennial says that something that they're reading is kind of inappropriate, it is an outrage and it shouldn't be on the air. Is what you're
No,
saying?
it's
to me.
definitely not that.
I don't know about you. I worry about that kind of thing. Millennials and Gen Zs have a completely different perspective on things that
And
are.
sense of humor. You might not even find it funny.
It's not even about the sense of humor. It's about what you think is appropriate and not appropriate. You know, the things that you think are
You trying
are
to say I
fine.
don't have morals, Drew?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that your perspective on what is and isn't
Or skewed? Is that what you're saying?
Well, look at the time. I'm just keeping an eye on it. I'm just keeping an eye on it. That's all. Just looking. All right. Anything else I want to touch on before what?
There are some people saying that they have no idea what you're talking about.
With Red Hots?
Yeah, apparently. And they're like, oh, I'm from Chicago, from Michigan, never heard of it. I'm guessing those are big spots for hot dogs.
All right. Listen, we've got 2 minutes before we leave the program. Is there anybody in the sound of my voice right now who knows what a Red Hot is and understands what I'm talking about? They're available in Southwest Florida. I just don't know where, but somebody has to be listening to the sound of my voice and knows about Red Hots and can call 239-479-5592 and confirm or deny the existence of which are delicious. They're just different. How is this possible? I'm on an island. All right, somebody's calling. Take the phone before we go. See if there's anything fun or interesting I can mention. Oh, hey, as you get to these phone calls, just want to mention this. Remember the Olympian, the hammer tosser thrower there that wanted to turn away from the American flag and wanted to step off the podium and was upset because the national anthem was playing and, activist athlete and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, by the way, the person who was the winner, not the third place, but the first place winner, Deanna Price, she broke her own U.S. record for hammer throw with an 80.31 meter toss. For comparison, the men's world record was 86.74 since 1986, and it's unheard of for a woman to get into the 80s. Phenomenal. For the woman who is the top of the list there, why are we? Shouldn't we be focusing on that? That's record-breaking. We have a record-breaking athlete that's going to get ready to compete. Oh, wait a minute. You can't go yet. I've seen people. Is there somebody who can confirm this? I know, but can I just take one while this is running? Okay. Frank's in Naples. Frank, can you confirm or deny the existence of Red Hots?
I will confirm the existence of Red Hots. I'm from Connecticut. And there was a company there called Hummel Brothers, which they're still there. They've been around for over 100 years. And they make Red Hots, which are red hot infused hot dogs with pepper flakes. They are extremely hot, but they are extremely fabulous.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Frank, for making that confirmation there. And then a lot of people are calling, but we got to go. Jake was playing the music. Now he's mad at me because the music got to stop. So make it start. You have control over the button, you know. All right, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up with Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Well, after a wet day yesterday, look out for additional scattered thunderstorms developing for the remainder of today, particularly into the afternoon with the high near 89 degrees. Thunderstorms winding down as we head into late this evening. Temperatures will be in the middle 70s, waking up on your Thursday morning with another chance for storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist